check in on the Chiefs. Chris Jones was in the middle of a contract disagreement, ended up missing game 1. This year at the parade, he talked openly about winning another Super Bowl, and now he tweeted out that he's going to go for 20 or more sacks. Is Chris Jones the best defensive player in the league?
Thank you for asking, Wildes.
Well, you're welcome. You had told me that.
Well, because I guess it depends. And I'm going to appeal to you, Wildes, because I don't, these
Fellow
guys.
Chiefs fan.
No, because here, listen, do you value, on one hand, you have like pass rush win rate.
I like that.
And PFF grade.
Love it.
On the other hand, you have, I don't know, winning championships due to your plays specifically.
Hello, that's what I'm talking about.
How many Super Bowls have the Chiefs won, Kevin Wildes? Since, well, they've won 4 total, but since Mahomes has been there?
3.
3, exactly.
4 total.
So let's just quickly, if we may, how'd they win the first one? Because they were trailing the great Jimmy Garoppolo late, so they needed to get Jimmy off field. Chris Jones, that was one of 3 pass breakups in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl to cement a championship. What about the next Super Bowl? The only team whose starting quarterback hadn't retired that had beaten them. How did that game end? Chris Jones getting him off the field. What about this year? Oh, Josh Allen, this is his time. Deion Dawkins walked back into him. They missed the game-winning touchdown. And what about then in the Super Bowl on what could have been a game winner, Chris Jones? So that is a pass breakup, a sack, a hurry, and a pressure. That is the quadfecta of defensive tackle play, all to win Super Bowl. So the answer is Chris Jones. Any other answer is wrong.
I'm just saying.
Any other answer is wrong.
I could put together a smashing highlight reel of Robert Ory in the finals.
What
shots he hit. They won because of that shot. They won because of that shot. Steve Kerr.
So he's Robert Ory.
No, he's very Robert. I'm just saying that isn't evidence that he's the best. Now, he can be in the discussion. All right, he had 10.5 sacks last year. If he doubles it with 20 this year, then we can talk. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt
are not as good as him.
Their teams aren't as good as him.
They're
Give them
not as
Patrick
good as him.
Mahomes and see how they do.
How did Myles Garrett look in the playoffs?
They're not in the discussion.
No.
Myles Garrett doesn't have the sample, the body of work in the playoffs. That's not because of him. He's a defensive player.
You got to play better.
I understand, but in this year's playoffs, how did Myles Garrett look? Who's your answer?
My answer is Myles Garrett.
Oh, my God.
My answer is Myles Garrett. He's the defensive player of the year.
Right.
He's also on a streak that is, both these guys are going to the Hall of Fame, right? We are parsing greatness. But part of the reason Chris Jones is going to the Hall of Fame is because he's with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and Andy Reid. Myles Garrett's going to the Hall of Fame. Look at this streak that he's on right now. Double-digit sacks, 6 straight seasons. There's 7 people to do
Chris
it.
Jones
Myles Garrett is one of the 7. 5 of the other 6 are in the Hall of Fame. Jared Allen's a finalist 4 times. This is historic pass rush stuff.
He's on a
life. Jared Allen into the Hall of Fame.
Jared Allen.
Finals 4 times.
Yeah, Hall of very good, not great. Former Chief. I like him, but he's not a Hall of Famer. Myles Garrett's a great player. Chris Jones is. All right. So let me ask it a different way. If you could pick any defensive player in the league to add to your favorite team before the Super Bowl, you can add him in. It's for a big game. Who is your pick? Is it Sauce? Is it TJ Watt? Is it Myles Garrett? Or is it that guy who every year is at his best in the postseason? It's not just a sample thing. Who is it?
Who is it? I could go with Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett would be pretty good.
Myles Garrett would be pretty good. Is it a Garrett? Is there any chance that in a big game that guy is not showing up? Any chance? Because there's a chance with Myles Garrett. We saw it in the playoff game this year.
Well, no defensive end was double-teamed more than Myles Garrett last year.
Don't talk to me about double teams. Don't talk about Chris Jones.
He's great against double teams.
I understand, but Myles Garrett did have the best pass rush win rate.
I knew it was coming.
I
knew pass rush win rate was coming.
He's double-teamed more than anyone, and he has the biggest win rate. That's pretty impressive.
Garrett and Watt haven't had the chance to be in the big games.
What's Garrett and Watt's Super Bowl win rate? That's what I want to know. That's what I
care about W's.
I'm not a quarterback wins guy. I am a defensive tackle wins guy.
Oh, Mason Rudolph.
Kenny Pickett and all these quarterbacks they got. Come on.
Talking about the Prince, that was your fun part. This is going to be a little more painful.
What do you mean? This is great.
I got a lot of highlights.
This one's going to hurt you, Nick.
Highlights?
Exactly. Time now for Afternoon Headlines, sponsored by Dot's Sensationally Seasoned Pretzels. Now, we know the Prince is royalty. No one's going to debate that. He plays in London 3 times a year. 1 practice. It goes over on his spare time. Yeah. We're not sure if he's elite. Fox Sports' Ben Arthur writing, after seemingly ascending into true franchise quarterback status in the second half of 2022 season. Oh, that's great. Half a season. Lawrence took a step back last year. Inconsistency has defined his play since he entered the NFL in 2021 as the #1 overall pick. Wow.
Okay.
That's not me. That's Fox Sports' Ben Arthur.
Yeah, okay.
Will Trevor earn elite status this season? Yeah, on Delta. Around.
All right. So he is not yet elite. He has not played at an elite level consistently enough. That is true. I don't think anyone would call him elite right now. I think the elite group word gets thrown around a little too casually, but even with that, they wouldn't call him elite yet. Mm-hmm. But he will be after this season because he was en route to it last year before he got hurt. It is very simple, guys. His first year never got off the ground thanks to Urban Meyer's failed tenure. His second year, first year, new system under Doug Peterson, it took him 7 games to get going under a new system, which is totally typical. From that moment forward until he suffered an injury so gruesome, we were killing the Jaguars. We were killing the Jaguars for not having carts. No, he missed a game after the next injury. But here is a 23-game stretch of football. We can show it to you that shows a player that was en route to being elite. By the way, 16-7, 16-4 when not playing the Chiefs. Every other quarterback on this show who has their season ended by Patrick Mahomes, that side of the table, Danny, says, what do you want? Nobody can beat Mahomes. How did Lamar's last season end, Joe Burrow's last season, Josh Allen's last season, and Trevor's last season? All the same, losing to Mahomes. He's the only one y'all kill for it. It's the only one.
How many guys do we put their stats up and mixed seasons? Why don't we throw in one of the games, the good game he had from 2021?
I mean,
what are we talking about?
That is a consecutive
on Wednesdays.
I took it wrong.
The answer
the
is
article
no.
said the midway point of that year. So I picked up there and I ended it when he was hobbling off the field injured.
Here's the great year he had. 25 touchdowns, 8 picks 2 years ago. Last year, Russell Wilson was 26 touchdowns, 8 picks in fewer games. Okay. I mean, what are we talking about?
Add the fumbles.
He will not be elite, all right? Not this year. Nick, it's just that he hasn't shown us anything yet other than his pedigree, which if you want to ride on his pedigree, fine. That's the only thing to tell us he's elite.
Playoff history.
That means nothing. You got yourself right.
That's everyone voted Brady. Brady threw a pick 6. Nobody cared about that.
He didn't throw 4 interceptions
Trevor
in the
threw
Super
0
Bowl.
pick 6s.
He
How
didn't throw
many pick
4
6 counts?
interceptions.
This is a guy.
Everyone knows that.
This is a guy with a 63% completion percentage. This is a guy that last year had 21 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
He got hurt.
What are we talking? He missed 1 game. You talking about this devastating injury? He didn't even miss any games.
So he should have just sat out. He should have just.
No, he should have played football. It's a tough sport.
Are you about ready to concede? Like, if not now, when?
It's going to happen this year.
Okay, but like.
It better.
Exactly.
Because you got some weapons. They got some weapons.
Or it'll be 3 coaches in 4 years because Doug Peterson. They're not even willing to say who the play caller is for him yet. They used a first-round pick on Brian Thomas. They brought
which is a good pick.
They brought in Gabe Davis. He's got great skill position guys. He's got an offensive coach. He's got continuity in the system. He's never shown that he can be elite for any real stretch of time.
Oh, hold on. You do not think that after his second season at 23 years old, that's the other factor here.
How old's CJ Stroud?
What? So hold on. How old's Bo Nix? How old's Jaden Daniels? Not Jaden Daniels. Michael Penix.
Jordan Love.
Those guys are the same age as these guys. He's 2 years younger than Jordan Love, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
Jordan Love's 26. He's 24.
Here's what I'll say. If I'm the Jaguars, I am waiting to see after the. I'm not giving him the $250 million right now.
They'll pay him.
And I will overpay. If he proves to be elite this season because we gave him great weapons, I'll gladly pay an extra, I don't know, $30 million or whatever it might be.
Well,
But I'm waiting because if he doesn't play well this year, when is he going to?
Hold on, real quick, because I know you coming out of Clemson loved him. Do you think it is more likely that this year he proves it or doesn't prove it?
More likely proves it, but there's always been something off. 8 career red zone interceptions, 6 career red zone fumbles. He just doesn't do it consistently enough.
The fumbles I don't love. I will.
He fumbles.
The fumbles are the only fair criticism. All of the rest of it is nonsense.
None of his stats are elite. Not
Again,
one.
You're looking at the wrong numbers.
Oh, my God.
The fumbles need to get better. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.